I want to ask you a question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long, you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but that means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you were destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room for our subconscious, our spiritual journey, whatever it is. I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you.
Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of the Coach's Corner, and welcome aboard. My name is Marcus Sillett, and surely as I approach the microphone today, I bring my own baggage. Yes, I have some baggage, both personally and professionally, but I also bring more than that. More recognizable than my baggage is the seat on the airplane. I'm in first class because I finally get it. I finally get the wisdom of the matter. And I trust that I can say something on a continuous basis that will cause me to earn the right to speak into your life. And today we're going to be talking about correcting mental deficit models, because we have them. But let me say thank you to all of my supporters on various platforms where we broadcast. Let me say thank you to all of the followers on Twitter, because it's the only way you can keep up with the coach and DCC and SIBN Radio is to follow us on Twitter. What are you waiting on? Stop being sorry and get up off your behind, you listening, and follow us. We might be giving away $1 million, but you missed it all because you were too scared to follow somebody on. Send me a tweet. Tweet. Let's get started. All right, let's get right to work, man. Let me tell you something, man. I'm letting you know right now, it's on, baby. It is on and popping up in here. What are we talking about? CMDM. Correct your mental deficit model. Yeah, that's something to share with your girlfriend right there. That's something to let your homeboys know about right there. Dude, you need some CMDM, man. For real, man. You need to listen to this guy named The Coach. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to fix that which is part of our conditioning that causes us to think in a deficit mentality or deficit mindset rather than a surplus. Talk about surplus. No, bro. No, folks are all caught up in what they ain't got. That's what deficit mean. What you don't have, or what you have too much of. I have too much problems, too many problems. Too much is too much is too many. She talk to you, got a good girl, but you tell your homeboy she talk too much. That means, bro, you got a mental deficit model working right there against your relationship, and you are never going to be able to soar beyond 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 7 years, 14 years, 20 years, 50 years. You see what I'm saying? Because your deficit model will pull you back down wherever your surplus has pushed you back up. I'm going to take a small break, and I will be back. Stay tuned. correcting your mental deficit model. I was trying to practice something that I normally don't do, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And I sat down and I said, I'm going to take this moment. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to imagine. I'm going to see a picture in my mind. Like the old folks used to say, I'm going to see it in my mind's eye. You know what I'm saying? So I sat down and I proceeded to meditate. I began to see myself driving a new car. Not that I don't already have a new car, but you know what I'm saying. I just imagine myself with another new car. One that's paid in cash like my dad does it. You know what I'm saying? My dad don't have no debt. He's debt free. You see what I'm saying? Then I began to imagine myself writing checks. By the time I got to that part, I must admit to you, though, I fell over and I thought I was still imagining, you know what I'm saying? And before you know it, it was an hour later and I fell asleep. I mean, but I was trying to add to the CMDM in my own life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real. I mean, we don't do enough meditative time is my point. You know, and so for the next couple of days or something, I don't know. It may happen the next couple of days. It may not. But I'm foreseeing that this might be a little mini series. You know what I'm saying? That might help us out to correct what we think we ain't got or got too much of. Yeah, I felt that, man. I'm gonna take a small break. I'll be right back. SCGPW, that's right. The Media Club of the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network has now opened its membership to the public. If you're looking to join a media club that has credibility and impact in the community online, then you want to join SCGPW. That's right. Visit www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. When you join free of charge with simply an email and your profile picture. That's right. Join SCGPW today and begin to collaborate and build partners worldwide. Visit www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. That's www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. Visit SCGPW, the club for all media matters. Yeah, man, we back here. They've been on me about running some of the commercials on my own show, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. When we take a break, sometime it'll just be that beat, that music, and then at now and then it'll be a commercial. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm the president, but you know, they gotta have folk to run things, and they think that's more efficient. But we're talking about CMDM today, baby. We're talking about correcting your mental deficit models and how to get beyond paycheck mentality. I need some help. I mean, when you think about your life, seemingly everything we do is wrapped up in the score of what someone else, or in the sum and the score of what others have predicted we're worth and how much we're valued. And that's okay, because everybody got to have a platform and a foundation from which to spring forward and spring from. But what we're talking about is a paycheck mentality or a mental deficit model that says, I won't have no money till Friday. Let's use that for an example. You know what I'm saying? I won't, we won't be able to do that until Saturday. I won't be able to do that until the second Monday of the month, because that's when I get paid. That is a mental deficit disorder. Lord, I done went too far. That's a mental deficit model right there that keeps the surplus, that keeps the becoming, that keeps the access to the magnificational. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know what I'm saying? You know, because every thought is magnified. Magnification is in every thought. Magnification is in every thought. So if I tell my homeboys, if you tell your husband or your wife, you know what, I can take care of that on Friday, because that's when I get some money. Well, look, if we balling, we gotta have money anytime. And how do we get to that place? How do we get to that place where we have money anytime? Well, we have to do some correction to the mental deficit model that we've been using for 10 years or for 5 years or for 20 years. Well, I handle that when I get my paycheck. No. If we need it now, we gonna have it now. And we're not talking about going out putting it on credit either, but what we're saying is that we got to elevate our minds to a level to where we can achieve our destiny on our terms, on our schedule, and on our budget. Take a small break, be right back. Yeah, I don't want to achieve my destiny, my purpose based on when they tell me I can, and when he says I can, and when she says I can, and when the reverend says I can, and when the choir director says I can. You know, let's talk about another mental deficit model. For instance, are you practicing your vocals when you don't have a lead song? Or are you practicing your vocals only when you have a lead song? That's a mental deficit model right there. You only practice your talent, your skills, your abilities is only practiced when you're called upon. Instead of working on your craft in case you want to create, just because rather, you want to create opportunities in the wind of your future, and you want some blowback. I need some help right there. You see what I'm saying? I mean, who works on their craft when they're called on? I need some help. Who works on their vocals when they have a solo? That person is deficit at best. They're waiting on something or someone. But the things that I'm trying to get you to understand is that, listen, we can't leave our destiny to someone else. We can't leave our purpose to someone else. And ain't no other place you're going to get some hardcore motivation and inspiration and spiritual foundation than right here on the Coach's Corner, man. Listen, we can't leave what we are to become to someone who we don't even know. To someone that we haven't never even heard of. I need some help right there. We have to have control of ourselves, our personal growth and development, so that as we become, we realize that if I'm in control of me, and I'm not talking about being in control of other people, if I'm in control of me, guess what? Then I don't have no problem with making a course correction, because I know that under the philosophy of the coach and under the philosophy of my personal life, I am the common denominator. So why would the common denominator then, thus after taking responsibility for himself and accountability for who he is becoming, give that becoming to someone else's power and give it to someone else through, let's talk about bitterness, let's talk about resentment, let's talk about hatefulness. Those are also mental deficit models where we leave the power of our lives and our development to somebody else. I got to take a small break, but I'm full of it. I'm ready to go. I want to know, do you need some CMDM up in here, up in here, up in here, up in here? It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. CMDM, correct your mental deficit model. We're going to have some more examples as we go forward. You know, one is, I can't afford that. Well, first, until you define the affordability of your purpose, because if you look at your purpose and your destiny, it's priceless. And so therefore, you know what I'm saying? Why even try? It's so expensive to live in purpose and destiny. Well, you know what? That's not for you to worry about. What's for us to worry about is to make the corrections in the conditioning of our minds. Make the correction. Why are you letting people use 3 and 6 scriptures and then you're convinced of something that you yourself could go back and research? I need some help. Y'all don't want to mess with me. It's hardcore every day on the Coach's Corner, baby. We don't be playing. Download this and listen to it over and over. And that's the other problem. That's a mental deficit model right there. Well, I get this one time and that's it. No, you got to download these radio shows and you got to stay on top of it. You got to hear it again, because that's the way we humans are. We forget. My time is up. Follow me on Twitter if you can. I double dare you. I triple double dare you.